Hello everybody and welcome to Redbeardrebuilding. I am Jason McCumsey. Thank you for coming over to my YouTube page. I'm currently here at Lampeter High School, my alma mater for my high school. We are here just to kind of have a goof off day. I haven't thrown javelin in a little bit since I hurt my hand. So we're back out here and we're actually going to learn a thing or two. You might not learn a thing or two. I'm going to learn a thing or two because I have to learn how to use that. So this is all going to get thrown together in one interesting little video. It's probably just going to be used mostly for B-roll, but we might even put this out there and see what happens. So hope you guys have a good time watching me screw up, and we'll see how it goes. Let's do some throwing. Football players, I don't think you. It's got water in it. It's got bird poop on it too. Dang, football players. Alright, so guys, I said I would do a little thing on shoes. Currently don't have anything to compare it to with me, but I wanted to let you guys know this is what I'm throwing with. I always screw up how to say it, but there's the Saucony, I think, is how we're saying that one. This is my this is what I use for throw. Whether it's practice on the runway or competition, this is what I'm using. This is a model or two old. You'll be able to tell by the colors. I think they call them lasers. But the reason why I use this style javelin shoe is because I can sprint in these. You know, they're very nice, flexible, high top, but they still give me good support, still good and solid underneath here. You can also pull out your spikes in this one and replace them with football or soccer style spikes if you have to throw in grass, if you don't like using those long, inch-long things. So, like I said, I use these ones because one time down at Stockton University, I believe it was, I had to go from one end of the track throwing javelin to the whole other end of the track to do the 4x100 relay, and I didn't have to change shoes. So I know some of you are maybe just one or two eventers. When I was in college and high school, I did a whole bunch of different stuff, and I had to be able to run and throw. So I lucked out, and I was using a javelin boot or javelin shoe like this one. It wasn't this brand. I forget who it was. I think it was Asics, but it was exactly like this one. Very flexible, very light. I mean, I feel like I'm wearing a sprint spike when I'm wearing this. And I was able to, like I said, go from one end of the track to the other, start my race, finish it, come back up, throw. I didn't have to change shoes. So that is why I like this style for my javelin shoe. The other thing I want to say is my running shoe. I have been using Brooks for last 5 models, I think 4 or 5 models of this shoe. This is the Ghost 12. They always come in all different colors and different designs and things like that. But like I said, I've been using this one. I'm not sure how many. It's like 4 or 5 different series of this, so 4 or 5 different years that they've come out with these. I have no complaints whatsoever. These I still have the shoes from like 3 years ago. And I use them for my junk shoes, like in the garden or stuff like that. And they still haven't come apart yet, but they're durable, long-lasting, very light. I don't get shin splints from these at all. Can't complain. I definitely suggest going out, getting yourself a pair of Brooks. I know they have all different kinds. They're running specific. I don't think they come out with the javelin shoe at all. So if you need a good training shoe, Brooks is the way to go. Go check them out. Alright guys, we're back here, still on the runway here at LS. I wanted to let you guys know what my arsenal looks like. As you can tell, I got a bunch of different ones sitting here. I tend to keep a lady's javelin with me, 1 or 2 floating around. I have one that's actually currently for sale. It's pink and silver. It is a Pacer Comet 55. I have no idea what this one is. It's an old rules javelin, one of the first ones that I ever painted. But this actually has, this has the hot, no, this is trips. This is the Trips paint job. As you can tell, there's actually 3 red lines going on for that one. So I like to keep 1 or 2 ladies floating around, whether they're old or new. Does a little work with arm speed and things like that. Yeah, we'll go over there with them. I have 2 old rules javelins that I keep with me. I think they're both 70s. Yeah, these are 70-meter javelins. But they're 2 old Namaths that somebody gifted me somewhere along the line. Whether it was I think I might have traded them for some work. And then this one here is actually an old training javelin. I'll show you the tip that's on it. As you can tell, that tip definitely isn't legal. It's also shorter than an actual men's javelin. I'm not positive on the weight of it though. I never weighed it, but it's a good one just to chuck around. It's also good to have when you're dealing with some rocky areas, because this thing will take a beating without getting messed up. It's good and thick. It's good style. Definitely good for practice. I don't see them floating around anymore. I know a high school that has one, but I don't know if they make them anymore. I don't know who made them in the first place. So I guess I'll start with the ones that I compete with. I have a range. Actually, I can compete with all the javelins I have sitting out here. So I guess we'll go from high to low. This one here is a Nordic Super 90. If we go in the right direction, Nordic Super 90. This one here is actually painted, that I painted. This is a two-tone, two-color two-tone, however you want to word that there. Looks like I actually have to repaint this one. Some of the rust is starting to show through, just from a little wear and tear, because it's one of the first ones I ever did. But this is a two-tone, two-color tail paint scheme. Then I guess it would be this one here, which is my Namath 85. Namath. See if we can get all the letters in there. Namath 85. This one is also a two-color, two-tone, however you want to word it, on the tail paint scheme. But this one here actually has the trips in the back. Just something I played around with. But I actually, a little backstory on this javelin here. I painted this one specifically for Cyrus Hostetler. His name's Cyrus. He's an Olympic javelin thrower for the United States. He was coming up, I think it was actually for the meet that he qualified for the last Olympics, and he was looking for a javelin to use, and I had painted this one specifically with, I believe, the Oregon colors. Not sure if he ever got around to throwing it because I wasn't able to be at that meet. So next one I think down the line is going to be this one. I don't have a label on this one, but I know it was a Namath. It was a Namath that I was working with some kids at a metal shop on trying to make it a different head down here, because this is a conversion from an old school to a new school. We had to put a lot more weight down here on this one. But this one you can see, like I said, I forget entirely what this one is. I think it's an 80. But this has the red, white, and blue. This is the hot rod because it has a big stripe in the middle with 2 stripes on the outside. But as you can tell, this is a red, white, and blue camouflage, which is the Armed Forces style. You can get it red, white, and blue without the camo and stripes, which I believe is the American, or the All-American that I call it. See, then I think we go down to my Master 70. I think the last couple javelins here are all 70s. My Nordic Master 70. This was the very first javelin I ever owned, I ever bought. Can't remember what I was calling this paint scheme. I think it was like the trash can or something like that, because I just started grabbing colors and tape and started throwing things together, and it just turned out really freaking cool. Gesundheit there, Dixie. Or, you're not Dixie. You're Gizmo. Anyway, so that's what this javelin is here. That's one of my go-to javelins on a regular day. Then I have this one here, which is an Aussie. I do not remember what it was meter-wise. I know it was one of their higher ones, which I think they only went to 70. I'm not sure if they went above 70. I haven't seen one that was above 70, so that's what I'm going to guess this one is, 70. And then you come down to my gill. This one actually is a 60, so I'm glad I saved it for last. This one is just a standard gill 60, nothing too fancy about it. This is the only one though that I have with the narrow head. All the other ones I have are blunt heads. So this one here is also two-tone, two-color. I just put it in the middle instead of at the end. So we got yellow and green. So that there, oh, he's over there eating grass. So that there is my javelin collection that I have. I also share it with my school because they don't have a lot. But so one of these videos we're going to go through and talk about the meters, what they mean, because they are also, you have Nordic that is now doing it into flex. I think there's another brand doing flex as well, but instead of meters they're switched over to flex, and we're going to go through, try to explain that and make a little sense out of it for you, because I know there's a lot of people that definitely aren't sure what it means and could use some education. So we'll go from there a little later. So let's get this practice, let's get some throws in. Ready? Oh yeah. Come on. Come on. Good boy. everybody. Thank you for joining me on this editing excursion. I got 3 more throws to do till we end up here. I'm going to use my 3 lower end javelins. Got a good bunch of throws in today. Got to play with the camera angles a little bit. And you get to finish off with this one. So stay safe, throw far. Mess up all 3 of my final throws. Not much for you guys to watch. Finished on a decent one. I ended up fouling. That's okay, it's practice. So, like I said, everybody, stay safe, throw far. If anybody ever wants to get me something, I need one of those OTE bags. One of the ones that opens up, it's all nice and soft inside. Got a hard shell on the outside. I need one of those. One of those good bags. I think Nordic makes them too. They might even use the same people to make them, just resell them. I need one of those good ones. Instead of strapping everything down like this. The way they keep them separated, they're not going to clank around in my car. My fishing rods do that already. I don't need anything else clanking around. Alright. Watch out, bud. I'm going to hit you. Nope, I'm going over top of the dog poop bag. I need a bag. Maybe I can use one of those pole vault bags. At least then it fits everything. Long enough, it's wide enough. Watch yourself, bud. You're not helping. Bud, you're not helping me at all here. Your rope doesn't help me. All tangled. Look what you did. No. Strap everything in. Just like so. Tie this off down here like so. I'm like, your rope doesn't help, you know? If anybody's wondering who in the world I'm talking to. Come here, bud. Whoop, I'm on your string. This little guy. I'm talking to this little guy. Where's the camera? My little bug. Here's my little loaf. Gizmo, say goodbye. Ruff. Okay, bye-bye.